your boy Steve. It's been a while. I haven't done any videos, probably a year or so. Not that I didn't want to or anything like that. It's just I have been pretty busy. We actually moved across the country from California to North Carolina and made some big changes to contracts out here and all that. So I've been kind of preoccupied with all that nonsense. And then the pandemic hit. So shit hit the fan, and it's just been crazy ever since. But in the last year or so, I've accumulated a lot of new items, personal, business, whatever. And I figured, you know what, let's do some reviews. Let's get back to some of that fun shit because everything sucks. And we live in some strange times right now, and I figured. While I've got one big project coming up, I got a little while to throw up some videos, get some updates going. And one of the things I wanted to update anybody interested on was I had a lot of thousands of views on a video that I did for the PayPal Here Bluetooth printer setup that I went with, and subsequently started selling pre-set up printers for people who needed one. And believe me, not a lot of business, not a whole business model, not a marketing strategy, campaign, any of that. It's just helping out, other small business entrepreneurs and all that, people that needed to make a payment or take a payment from a customer and be able to print the receipt and hand that off. And because a lot of clients want or need receipts for services that like B2B might provide. So if you're a business providing a service to another business, they usually want a receipt, paper receipt for tax purposes. And this is something that just does the trick without you having to email them or go through the complicated route. Depending on the industry that you're in, that stuff can get a little weird. It really can. Like if you're a food truck that works in a that gets paid that gets paid by the job, and you park in a business and they cut you a discounted rate, or they have an agreement going with you. They may need to see your volume of sales for the day, every day. There's different reasons for it, but that's just a strange scenario I came across. But receipt printing is still big for most small ticket items, small ticket item sales, like under $1,000 a pop. You're probably going to need a receipt to hand off to somebody. So that's where these came in, and people loved them, and that's cool, man. My thing was that the printing systems that are available out there are expensive, ridiculously expensive, and I could never figure out. I thought there was something in my mustache, just a gap. God, I gotta shave. I look like a homeless bear. Anyways, so one of the things that I came across was I got a lot of clients that were interested in, or potential clients interested in this, but what they wanted to use it with was the Apple platform, so an iPhone, an iPad, and it just doesn't work. And I've tried everything that I could. I've got these old the original like Gen 1 Bluetooth printers that work on pretty much any Bluetooth setup, but using the same software and same firmware as they seem to all do, or at least they all interact in that printer realm. And I was able to program these, get these set up, and get them working without issue on Android devices and for Android devices. For the PayPal Here app, and that's a specific application. So you have to remember that this whole platform was kind of created to allow somebody using the PayPal Here card reader and the PayPal Here app on your phone to take a payment from your customer. But the catch was nobody had a printer, and if you work in an environment where you need a thermal printer, or you need a print up of the sale you just made in like a restaurant setting or something like that, or bake sale, or I don't know, whatever the hell you're doing. If you need a ticket print to go somewhere, this is a great option for you, because sometimes you don't need to hand the customer a print. You just need, okay, cool. You want 3 hot dogs and some fries and a Coke, boom, boom, boom. Take their payment. Be ready for you in just a minute. Wait over there. Here's your number. And then you could send that print to the back or whoever's in the truck, and they can go ahead and take the payment. And so the problem with this thing, or that scenario is a lot of times the services that are out there are really expensive. Hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars for some of them, for no good reason. And not that they're not a good product. They are great products, but they might just be ill-suited or outpricing the the potential customer, that being you. And so this route for me was perfect. I'm a little guy. My average ticket, I don't know, been anywhere from like $85 to $300. That's just for services rendered, IT or whatnot. Unless I'm paying out an invoice that built up over a month or so, that's different, and I still use it. And then I still have to give them a print, so it works great for me and my customers. But people in the same boat, man, you're probably not making enough to justify spending $1,000 on a point of sale system, a portable point of sale system, and to save a couple bucks on transactions. It would take you years to make up for it. This is the best route. So that's why I did this. And but I'm getting a lot more requests from people with the Apple platform, because everybody has an iPhone, right? A lot of people have an iPhone, and or they have an iPad laying around and they want to monetize it somehow. This is the best way to do it. So, unfortunately, it's not the route you can take with this, but I've got a solution for you, and it's really, really easy. Instead of doing the, you can either purchase a specific compatible Bluetooth printer that is approved by PayPal that will work on your Apple device, and it's going to start at like $300 or $400 and go up from there. That's your route. Or if in the short run you need a quicker solution and you just can't fork over the big money, if you've got an Android phone laying around and you want to tie it into a prepaid account, like I don't know, Metro PCS, one of those brands, one of those companies, one of those brands that offers prepaid service, activate it. Pick up one for cheap, 20, 30 bucks, whatever crappy phone you can get that has the Android operating system, allow you to download the PayPal Here app and the latest version of it. Then I could come along and set you up with one of these and have a fully portable mobile solution, just like you would have had on your iPhone, but much cheaper. The only thing is you're going to have activated service on that device with the prepaid carrier. That's the only catch. Unless you're in a stationary environment where you could tie into your Wi-Fi, then you can eliminate that purchase completely, which is great. You can actually, if you are providing Wi-Fi from a different device, then you can just not have to have prepaid service paid for, but make sure that the device that you're using your PayPal Here application with is connected through Wi-Fi to someone's Wi-Fi anywhere you're going. If you're tethering, say if you got your iPhone and you turn on your tethering, tether that phone that you're using your PayPal Here application on to a working Wi-Fi outlet, whatever the hell you're using. You just need Wi-Fi. You just need a data connection, a live data connection to take that payment. Some people don't want to tie it in or don't want to go through the hassle, then I'd say activate it on the prepaid service. If you don't want to do that, then all you've got to do is have your phone plan with whoever your main carrier is for your iPhone. Let's say it's Verizon or whoever. Make sure you have tethering and make sure it's turned on during hours of operation, and that your mobile point of sale system, and that'll be your Android phone that you picked up for dirt cheap anywhere, is connected through Wi-Fi. And that's all it is. It just needs Wi-Fi. It doesn't need 4G. It just needs Wi-Fi. But if you don't have a tethering plan or the capabilities to tether from your iPhone because you don't want to add it to your plan, then you have to add it through that Android device. You just have to activate it. But there's no way around it. I can't circumvent that for you. I get these questions. I get emails. People are like, oh, how do I make it work? And it's like, I'm not a magician. I can't do that. That's not real. That's not anybody that's telling you, oh, I've got a way around it. They're just selling you their bullshit in order to make a couple bucks on you. I don't do that. I don't need to do that. I'm going to tell you that it's if you're trying to save a buck because you need to save a buck, then this is your option. This right here, Android phone or tablet, something that connects to this printer using the PayPal Here app. Normally I actually use the sticky tape that comes on the mounting case for the PayPal Here and attach it so that it is an all-in-one unit. And this one I just had to break the door off of. Actually, no, this was another one. The other one I had a clip mount on a hip and it snapped. It still works. It just, I'm a big asshole and I break things. But it works. It works just fine. So, the lovely thing about this is it's portable. It's battery powered. It lasts quite a while. It takes a simple charge. Uses, the only problem is the old printers use the different style of USB for COM port and USB connection, and COM port triggers a cash register if you have like a portable cash register. And there are registers that do that, and if you're going to get into all that stuff, maybe this system isn't for you. A legit point of sale system is probably what you're going to need, but for now I think this will work. But I know a lot of retail shops and a lot of service providers that had a retail presence no longer have that. And that's because COVID, man. It's real estate for small businesses is expensive, probably the biggest expense you have, and it's just not affordable if you're going to stay in business. A lot of people can't stay in business and pay rent, so there's a lot of places that are belly up because they're tied to these big 5-year leases and they have to pay that lease, but they have no business and they can't pay employees. So then they just shut their doors, and it sucks, So for us that can stay mobile, work from home, work from a mobile office, work in the truck, whatnot, this is the solution for you. This is for all us little guys. If you're an electrician, a plumber, whatever, that's what this is for. I never intended to promote something that would be like, oh yeah, this could replace, a full, a point of sale system, from a merchant accounts perspective. No, that's not what the hell this is. This is for the little guys. If you're running a small shop, you build car audio sub boxes and your business is booming, or you're a carpenter, a handyman, you make house calls. I do tech support, mobile and remote. And so I use this both remote and mobile. Like if somebody calls and I say, okay, cool, I'm going to give you an estimate. This I'll need to take payment up front. I'm still doing it through the PayPal Here app. I just take it or type it in manually. And if they want, I could print them this, or I could just email them a copy. But in this case, when I'm on site, I print them a receipt. Here you go. Bada boom, bada bing, we're done. That's it. And that's what this was intended for. But you need an Android platform. I've tried all the Apple devices that I could. Old iPads, newer iPads, really old iPhone, a newer iPhone, various iOS setups, and I've adjusted all the software, the baud rates, and all the other things that I could think of that would have an effect. And it turns out it's just there's some sort of MAC address block or whatever Apple does to lock out non-branded devices. And I'm sure that I could crawl down a rabbit hole of trying to find out exactly how they've blocked that out. But it's not worth my time. It isn't. I tried to solve the problem. It's not. So if you're an Apple user, you have an iPhone, you have a iPad, and you want to go this route, stop. Just buy a cheap Android. and just do that. If all you're gonna do is use it for the PayPal point of sale system, it's totally worth it. It's the cheapest register you can get if you really think about it. You know, you compare it to like Clover or whoever else. You're still paying hundreds of dollars for what? Or buy a $30 phone or $50 phone. Pick it up off of Craigslist or OfferUp, and whatever you get, like whatever price you pay for it, it's still cheaper than buying a big ass point of sale system and spending all this money for small ticket items and not even a large volume. It's probably not worth it. I think this is a route for you, but it's got its limitations. And that limitation, the main one, is the platform you start with, Apple or iOS. If you're on the Apple side, this isn't for you until you migrate over, until you're willing to make the sacrifice and just get an Android phone. I know Apple people look at Android like it is the bane of their existence and it's the worst thing to ever hit. And I got to be honest, I troubleshoot both. I've worked for Apple. I do contract work for a lot of different companies, and it's a bullshit. It's whatever you want it to be. It's whatever platform and idea that whatever you like to use, whatever your comfortable level of your skill set is, your ability to interact with all their GUIs and all that. It's whatever you like. Technicians and nerds and whatever love the PC and Linux platforms. It's just more informative and more open and customizable and all that. If you don't give a damn about any of that, you just need to accomplish goals, that's where the iOS platform comes into play. And I totally get it. It's easy. And that's where this would serve you well, to just get an Android device, plug it in, or set it up anyways, loop them in, pick up one of these if you need it, program one for you, send it out. Pricing's a little different because the printer prices have gone up, and I need to adjust that on the website. These printers are like everything else, it's more expensive, but we're not making any more money. But if you need one and you're looking for a Bluetooth printer and you need an efficient solution that's way cheaper than whatever point of sale system you had set up in your retail shop prior to the economic collapse of 2020, let me know. I'll figure out something for you. If this is going to be it, I could probably point you in a better direction. But for the most part, I mean, I think most small businesses that have migrated and can work from home and or are mobile and they work out of a truck and whatever, like a food truck or whatever, that's where these come in. I think this is an awesome idea. It worked for me, and that's the only reason why I promote it, because it worked for me. But if you are a full-fledged multi-location retail shop and you're still in operation and you're still working and you just don't want to pay the point-of-sale fees that are associated, the merchant account, the per transaction fees and all that, you're still going to get that with PayPal. It's just not going to be as intricate and descriptive and nickel and diming you, because merchant accounts are nickel and diming us. That's just the way it works. But they'll do it either way. The difference is that those systems are customized for your application, and PayPal here is generic as can be. It is the Apple of POS systems. It's just generic and clear cut, and you can customize some things, but that's it. So it's up to you. But don't let anybody lie to you and tell you this is a new miracle, because I've got a few people that have hit me up looking for the next great thing, that the cheap way to take payments without having to pay any, and that doesn't work. If you're taking a credit card payment, there is an intermediary stoppage point of taking money from you. They want that money. There's a capture device at every point, and B2B is a big primary target. So just accept it. There's no way around that. But if you're still in the market, you're still looking for an awesome Bluetooth printer. Again, this one's 4 or 5 years old now. It works just fine. It just won't work for the Apple platform. So, have any questions? Use contact info below. You can head over to centralvalleypc.com. See my logo here. I have the chat support now, so you'll see like the little icon pop up, and you can try to chat with me through that. You can send me a message through YouTube. Sometimes I take forever to get through because I don't really check it as much as I should. But if you have questions, hit me up. If you have concerns, if you're reluctant on going with one of these weird systems, I'll give you I install them, different point of sale systems, VoIP systems as well, UMA and whatnot. I do a lot of these. If it turns on, it turns off. I kind of work on it, so I just don't know how to say no. I don't have like a, I only do one technology. I don't give a shit about that. If it turns on and if it connects and helps small businesses pick up revenue or streamline revenue, I install it. I help you with that. If it's retail measurement systems for door count and all of that stuff. I mean, anything involving how to gain and gather analytics for small businesses, that's kind of the realm that I work in. And so there's a lot of different components to that. So instead of just isolating people into, well, okay, I know a guy that does this, I know a guy that does that, I just kind of trained on all of it, and just because it worked for me and it helped apply it for my business. And so I just took what I had learned and said, I'll just help other people, because I know we're all getting ripped off at some point. Somebody's coming in and they're kicking in the door and they're shucking and jiving and they're like, hey man, I could sell you this. That's a bunch of bullshit. Don't believe it. Do your research. If it's questionable, if it's shiesty, just don't sign up for it. It's not everything is bad, but most of it's crap. But get the thing that works for you and don't shortchange yourself, because you'll lose money in the long run. And so I'm never going to sell you something that I know ain't going to work for you. And that's really it, man. So thanks for letting me update you. It's been 20 minutes. I try to make this like a 5-minute video, and it never happens. But if, like I said, questions, concerns, whatever, stay tuned. New videos are coming, new topics. I've got a ton of new cool stuff to do reviews for. I'm talking guns, wallets, watches, bunch of random shit that I picked up over the last year and change. New headphones too, bunch of new headphones, but like work, and one pair of fun headphones. But stay tuned, and hopefully I'll be back soon. Thanks.